Your AI coding assistant just burned $47 on a single code review that only needed 200 tokens. That is not a hypo call. That is what happens when tools reread your entire codebase for every prompt. 2 open source projects just attacked this problem from different angles. And the results are shocking. This is how AI code review works today. You type a prompt. The tool grabs every file in your repo. It shoves them into a context window. It calls an LLM. You wait. You pay. The LLM gets confused by irrelevant code. It misses the actual bug. You repeat. A 500-file project can waste tens of thousands of tokens per review. Add G-P-T-40 rates. That adds up fast. One developer I spoke with estimated $2,000 a month in wasted API calls. That is the token tax. And nobody is talking about it. Enter Code Review Graph, built by Tirtha 8205. This tool builds a local IntelliJ graph of your entire codebase. It uses TreeSitter to parse code into abstract syntax trees. It maps functions, classes, and dependencies. It stores everything in a local SQLite file. No cloud. No data leaves your machine. When a file changes, it reparses only the affected parts. Updates take under 2 seconds. The results are staggering. Benchmarks show an average token reduction of 8.2x. For Next.js projects, the reduction hits 49x. HTTPX saw 26.2x fewer tokens. FastAPI saw 8.1x fewer tokens. Reviewer signal quality jumped from 7.2 out of 10 to 8.8 out of 10. That is not a marginal improvement. That is a different category of tool. The project has 25,600 GitHub stars. It hit number 4 repository of the day in April 2026. It achieves this through something called blast radius analysis. When a file changes, the graph identifies every caller, every dependent, and every related test. The AI only sees exactly what matters. Nothing more. The tool integrates with AI coding assistants via the Model Context Protocol. It auto-detects and configures MCP clients. You do not need to write prompts or configure context windows. The graph does the work. Now consider a second project that takes a broader approach. Graphify, from Graphify Labs, turns any code base into a queryable Nutlope graph. It uses a 3-pass architecture. First pass, deterministic AST extraction via TreeSitter across 36+ languages. No LLM calls. 0 token cost for graph construction. Second pass, graph construction with explicit edge tagging for extracted and inferred relationships. Third pass, semantic extraction for non-code assets using LLMs only where needed. The results are remarkable. Graphify reduces token usage by 71.5x. In one benchmark, a query went from 123,000 tokens down to 1,700 tokens. That is not optimization. That is a different economics model entirely. On the Locomo benchmark, Graphify achieves 49.7% QA accuracy. The baseline vector store approach scores 4.8%. That is a 10x improvement. Key fact Kuverij jumps from 70.8% to 82.0%. The project has over 90,000 GitHub stars. It has Y Combinator backing. The implications are enormous. AI coding assistants gain persistent memory of your codebase. They stop forgetting context between conversations. Developer onboarding accelerates because NoO hires can explore interactive Nutlope graphs instead of reading files manually. Refactoring safety improves because you can trace every downstream impact before writing a line of code. Enterprise development costs could drop by 90% or more. The token tax disappears. But there is a hard truth. Graphify outperforms supermemory on IH efficiency, but trails it on raw QA accuracy. Supermemory hits 49.7% accuracy at 11 times the ingest cost. The graph approach trades some precision for massive IH efficiency gains. That trade-off works for most teams, but it is not free. Both Code Review Graph and Graphify share a common architecture decision that matters more than the details. They are local first. Your code never leaves your machine. No proprietary code gets sent to OpenAI, Anthropic, or any API endpoint. That is a privacy guarantee that cloud-based tools cannot match. It is also why these tools feel fast. There is no network round trip, no API latency, no rate limits. You parse locale.ly. You query locale.ly. You get answers in seconds, not minutes. The third project in this story is Hallmark by Nutlope. It is an anti-ISLOP design skill for Claude Code cursor, and codecs. While Code Review Graph and Graphify solve the token problem at the infrastructure level, Hallmark addresses the prompt problem at the human level. It teaches you how to write prompts that avoid generic, boilerplate AI output. It is a skill layer on top of the infrastructure layer. Together, these three projects represent a full-stack approach to Fishhunt AI coding. Infrastructure for context management, infrastructure for knowledge representation, and human skills for prompting precision. The common thread is waste elimination. Every token saved is money saved. Every second saved is developer productivity recovered. The AI coding arms race is not just about bigger models. It is about smarter, leaner tooling that respects your time and your budget. These projects prove you do not need to spend more to get better AI assistance. You need to spend smarter. If you found this useful, subscribe for more deep dives like this.